Hello, this is Burhain Selassie, the Orthodox Catholic One, here on YouTube, and today's video will be about Ibn Kathir, the Sunni commentator on the Quran, and his claims in regards to Allah's miracles for Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad. The Quran, as some of you may know, is based on a mixture of Christian narratives of the Gospel, along with Christian folklore and apocryphal texts, and one such example that we're going to go through today is Surah 3, verses 48 through 51, that state Jesus' miracles included creating a bird from clay, giving sight to the blind, healing a leper, and raising the dead. And after this, we'll go through the commentary, and then we're going to break down the commentary. So, Quran, Surah 3, 48 through 51, according to the Sahih International, says, "And he will teach him writing and wisdom from and the Torah and the Gospel, and make him a messenger to the children of Israel, who will say, Indeed, I have come to you with a sign from your Lord, in that I designed for you from clay that which is like the form of a bird, that I breathe into it, and it becomes a bird by permission of Allah. And I cure the blind and the leper, and I will give life to the dead by permission of Allah, and I inform you of what you eat and what you store in your houses. Indeed, in that is a sign for you, if you are believers, and I have come confirming what was before me of the Torah, and to make lawful for you some of what was forbidden to you. And I have come to you with a sign from your Lord, so fear Allah and obey me. Indeed, Allah is my Lord and your Lord, so worship Him. This is the straight path." So I will not even deal with the obvious here, like that the clay bird miracle actually demonstrates that Jesus is an associate with Allah, since Jesus is doing the same thing that the Torah in Genesis 1 and 2 describes God as doing when He created man from clay and then breathed life into him. Or I won't go over the obvious that the Muslim apologists tell us that in order to verify the account of the clay bird miracle, we have to go to these Gnostic and apocryphal Gospels. Some of them are Gnostic, some aren't. That prove the Gospels, the actual Gospels that Christians read in the New Testament, has been corrupted, even though the very writings these Muslim apologists tell us to reference, like the Infancy Gospel of Thomas, actually tell us the Holy Spirit can't actually be Muhammad, because the Holy Spirit is it's like it comes down in the form of a dove upon Jesus, even in these apocryphal writings. Furthermore, these writings, they also have Jesus being called the Son of God, even by Allah Himself, and is called the Lord in these writings. But rather, in this video, let's go over what the commentator Ismail ibn Kathir on his commentary in the Quran says on this passage. This can be found on this website. Click on the link. It's found in the Q Tafsir. Just go to Quran 3:48-51, where Ibn Kathir says the following. Many scholars stated that Allah sent every prophet with a miracle suitable for his time. For instance, in the time of Musa, that is Moses, magic was the trade of the time, and magicians held a high position. So Allah sent Musa with a miracle that captured the eyes and bewildered every magician. When the magicians realized that Musa's miracles came from the Almighty Most Great, they embraced Islam and became pious believers. And for Isa, Jesus, he was sent during a time when medicine and knowledge of physics were advancing. Isa brought them the types of miracles that could not be performed except by one sent by Allah. How could a magician bring life to clay, cure blindness, leprosy, and bring back to life those entrapped in the grave? Muhammad, now he's going on to Muhammad. Let's see what he says about Muhammad. Muhammad was sent during the time of the eloquent people and proficient poets. He brought them a book from Allah. If mankind and the jinn try to imitate the 10 chapters or even one chapter of it, they will utterly fail in this task, even if they try to do it by collective cooperation. This is because the Quran is the word of Allah and is nothing like that of the creatures. So, even Kathir's statement can be simplified in the following. God gave each prophet a miracle best suited for his time, so that in an area, so in that particular area, he could excel beyond those of his contemporaries, therefore proving that he was sent by Allah. In the case of Moses, the magicians were respected in his day, and God made him outperform the works and wonders of the magicians, thereby proving he's from God. Okay, that's fair. In Jesus' case, medicine was valued in his day, and God had Jesus create birds from clay. He had him heal the blind, the lepers, and raise the dead to life, thereby proving Jesus is sent from God. Okay, that's reasonable. And then we get to Muhammad, the end all. Oh, the last prophet. Better be something really good. For Muhammad, Arabs liked poetry in his day and eloquence. So Allah, in His infinite wisdom, had him write, through scribes that is, a book so amazing that no one could ever mimic. Therefore, proving without a shadow of doubt, Muhammad was sent from God. That's it. Arabs in his day must have valued poetry even more than their own lives, more than medicine, more than miracles. Nope. They just wanted a book. The claim about a book being so amazing is just like the Mormons in the Book of Mormon, since Joseph Smith couldn't actually perform many supernatural feats, and his prophecies weren't very convincing, or they're ambiguous or highly conditioned, so there were plenty of excuses why this stuff didn't happen. And not too much different with the Muslims having no real miracle or any supernatural events to actually point to other than stuff Joseph Smith said happened that other people could not really witness other than people who were obviously in cahoots with him, like Sidney Rigdon. But anyway, it is no wonder Muslims still cling to the argument that the Quran is so amazing, because it's necessary in order to prove that Muhammad must be a prophet, because this is Muhammad's miracle. Poetry. Forget Shakespeare, forget Rumi, forget all these amazing poets throughout all time. They don't hold a candle to Muhammad, even Abdullah. Never mind that the Quran makes claims against Christians that they never believed or only believed by a small group of people in a very particular area in Arabia, or that it seems to confuse when Moses lived, or mistakenly quotes a Jewish rabbi as being God, as I show the Quran does when it quotes the Talmud. It's a rabbi talking, it's not Allah, it's not Yahweh, it's not the Old Testament at all. But anyway, let's go through one of these surahs that completely cannot be mimicked. This is Surah 114, An-Nas, according to Sahih International. Say, I seek refuge in the Lord of mankind. Wow. I can't imagine I would never have thought of those words. Verse 2, the sovereign of mankind, the God of mankind, from the evil of the retreating whispers, who whispers evil into the breasts of men, from among the jinn and mankind. Nope. If that doesn't convince you Islam is true, there's something wrong with you. Anyway, this is Brahim Selassie, the Orthodox Catholic one.